I'll tell you what, it's a busy time of the year for us YouTubers. Not that I'm complaining one bit, I'm enjoying every second of it actually, but the cool thing is, brands are launching tons of audio products left and right for all of us lately because, you know, Santa is coming. This One More Sonoflow I have here is one of them, and before the whole media embargo was lifted on these things, this headphone was the one I've been itching to tell y'all about. Not only does it possess the best product name on the planet right now, it has the performance chops to back it up as well. So let's do this review that way. The One More Sonoflow runs $100 and it comes in only one color, but thankfully there are some color splashes to break up the monotony. There's active noise cancellation, transparency mode as well, Bluetooth 5.0 with SBC and AAC support, and LDAC if you want to. There is multi-point Bluetooth connection as well. If you want to pair up to two devices and swap between two of them, you can do that. 40mm drivers doing all the grunt work. I love the color in here. 5 mics in total handling phone calls as well as noise processing. And at the bottom here we have a 2.5, hope you can focus, 2.5mm port. In the box there is a converter cable, 2.5 to 3.5, thank goodness. There's some mics here and the LED status lights. All the control buttons are on the right side. This thing is really light too, 256 grams in total. I manage about 41 hours of battery life with ANC on at 65% volume in real world use. It's 9 hours off the actual, but still blows everything else out of the water. With LDAC mode on, even that number is still a monster 27 hours. Now you can check out the unboxing for a closer look at the headphone, what you get in the box, the app, and the case too. We get a closer up look at that thing, and my unfiltered reactions as well. It's really a peach to watch. I'm not sure if you can see this. The sky is about to open up, guys, but the Bluetooth range test is still gonna happen. I have Teddy Swim singing Picky on Deezer on my Flip 3 here, and I'm gonna walk the Sonoflows that I've connected to that, obviously, from the back of my house towards the side and see when we start getting signal issues, shall we? So there's the phone, and where I'm standing is around 25 feet. Thank you for joining me, guys. Oh, these Sonoflows have Bluetooth 5.0, so should last around 35-40 feet. But my guess, because they're headphones, they tend to have bigger transmitters. Should, you know, we have a house between us, and the signal is still going strong. Oh yeah, still going. It's a nice day, guys. The weather is so pleasant. Wow, I'm at close to 55, 57 feet now. Not a single loss of signal. Whoa, dude. I'm at the road. Oh, I just got a complete dropout, but that's pretty impressive. We're at 62, 63 feet, probably further than that, actually more like closer to 65. That's impressive. Wow. So kudos to the signal strength for the Sonoflow. How do these look on my ears? There is some popping sounds when the signal is kind of weak. Even when I'm back in range, there's a slight pop, 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 pop like popcorn. How does these fit, guys? It's much smaller than, say, Q45s, Sony XM5s. I really like these. They're really nice and compact. But I'm going to transition now. We're going to head back down to the road to test the microphones on these and how they deal with phone calls. Let's do it. We're heading down to the road right now as promised. And earlier there was a whole bunch of traffic. Oh, here comes the truck. Earlier there was a whole line of traffic because there's roadworks happening on both ends of the road and flaggers just releasing them all at the same time. I'll try to cut to that, or maybe we'll luck out and get some in a second. But in the meantime, I'll switch between the G85 and these Sonoflow, and you can hear the intonation of my voice and how that sounds. Normal, quiet situations like this, perfect. It's really nice. But once traffic comes through, when the algorithm kicks in, it gets a little bit grainy, a little bit digitized, like a little bit underwater, garbled a little bit. But I would say it's in the middle of the pack. It's not bad at all. Just something I noticed. Here comes a car, and hopefully some coming that way. It was windy earlier too, and these just suck in the wind. I'll tell you what, the wind gets into the vents, and I'll talk about it in a second. And also it doesn't seem to really work well with the algorithm whatsoever. Another thing I also noticed, it's getting also really dark, isn't it? I'll try to get some better exposure. One thing I noticed too is when you get phone calls, these don't go into transparency mode. I like that option for safety reasons, because when you're talking with somebody, I like to know if I'm crossing the street when I'm crossing the street, there's cars around me or whatever. I like to know what's going on. So some situational awareness. As I'm talking, you can probably hear as cars pass through the digitizing that I was talking about. Here comes, let me see if we can get more traffic here. Oh, here comes more cars coming both directions. I'm gonna keep talking. Thank you for joining me, guys. I really love you all for being here. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Here comes an SUV and another. The truck show up? No, it pulled in. Yeah, testing, 1, 2, 3. How does that sound? Middle of the pack. Nice job, one more. But very serviceable. You can take these by the roadside and talk and be perfectly fine. Yeah, your listeners are not going to suffer. I was pleasantly surprised by the sound quality during the unboxing video. And guess what? I still am now. Oh yes. Not unlike the Soundcore Q45, the 1MORE is also a smooth operator, whether you're running it with or without LDAC. The high frequencies, mids and lows are composed and quite detailed, up to maybe like 90% volume, after which the upper mids and treble start to lose composure. And by the way, that's expected behavior even in more expensive cams in the $150, $180 range, sometimes higher. Imaging is also good on these things, if a little less emphasized than I would like. I would prefer a little bit more push. And also a couple more quick notes. First, what I thought was a 3.5mm headphone jack here is actually 2.5. Audio is slightly muffled with it on, so it's only good as a backup if you have to. And also, you can't power it on with the jack attached. Second, the tuning favors vocals front and center. It's really nice, sacrificing some detail in the low and high level instruments. Thirdly, audio does alter according to what noise control mode you set. Most devices do that, but Soundcore's Q45 doesn't. Fourth, not class leading, the noise cancellation sits somewhere between good and above average. Engine sounds are dulled, but you can still hear their distant thrums. High-pitched squeals from kids are one. It can definitely trick these things up as well. As for things you won't find on these Sonoflows, FYI, are deep bone-shaking bass if you're looking for that, or auto pause play. The tasteful splashes of orange in the inner ear cups, the charging and 2.5mm headphone ports, the embossed logo in the leather headband, all help to lift the looks from what is otherwise a pretty generic form factor. Now, what is not generic, thank goodness, is the pleather ear pads and headband. They're so soft and cushy, guys, like something from a more expensive model. I've never had any issues with long-term comfort thanks to the soft cushions and not to mention the overall lightness of the unit. No doubt, the biggest sucker punch directly aimed at the competition is the $100 price tag. 1MORE ensured that things such as SQ, noise cancellation, app control, and the Energizer Bunny battery are the best they can make it, relative to the price point, of course, while skimping on some mod cons, unfortunately, like wear detection and adaptive or manually adjustable noise control. I, for one, love physical buttons, especially if they're good ones with user-friendly ergonomics and tactile feedback. Bonus points if they're easily accessible knobs like the one on the Marshall Monitor 2, one of my favorites of all time in terms of controls. The Sonoflow has buttons, but unfortunately, they have none of the aforementioned qualities, which means 1MORE, back to the drawing board. Mark my words, ladies and gentlemen, there will be frequent occasions as you're relaxing, listening to some tunes, just zoning out, that it'll suddenly sound like your lover just came up over your shoulder, whispered some sweet words into your ear, but then you realize, nope, it's just the wind actually, and it could be from your AC or fan or even the breeze outside. These venting ports on the ear caps all over them are wind magnets, I'll tell you what, even with noise cancellation on. For me, it's not a deal breaker, especially at this price, but I thought I'll mention it anyway. I'm gonna say this once, and I really hope it happens. I have faith. 1MORE, give the product naming person a raise. Because think about it, the Sonoflow, it's easy to remember, easy to pronounce, and it's got cojones, don't you think? Anyway, this headphone has heck of a lot going for it, with special mention going to SQ, comfort, and also battery life. And sure, it's missing some mainstream features such as wear detection or wind noise reduction, which this thing sometimes sorely needs. But really, all this for $100 retail? It's hard to beat for sure. So if you're interested, want to check it out, the links are down below. I plan to compare this with the new Soundcore Q45. If anything, they're made to go head to head with each other. So let's oblige that.
but again, I'm getting ahead of myself here. In the meantime, I'm gonna give the One More Sonoflow, best name ever, a GearUP score of 8.3 out of 10. And this is how I broke it down to get the final score. If you have any questions about them, feel free to comment down below. Well, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it as much as I enjoy making it, I really do, every single one, the only way to do it is showing your support. Thumbs up if you like it, comment nicely down below, mash and kill the subscribe button down below also, and share the heck out of GearUP with your friends and family. Get me to 50,000 subs as fast as we can. And also, I'm on Patreon and also the super thanks button down below. There are two ways right here where you can donate something or financially support this channel if you like. And remember, also to do something loving and kind for somebody in this world, because guess what, guys? If you haven't seen the news, the world needs it more than ever, and it really starts with you. Peace out, God bless, and I'll see you the next time. Whoosh.